In the beautiful city of Asaba, there lived a very rich, handsome man named Chuka. Chuka owned diverse businesses in Asaba. Chuka was doing well for himself. In the same beautiful city of Asaba, there lived a very pretty chef named Amaka. Amaka is a known name in Asaba, as Amaka loved to cook. Her smoky jollof rice stood out. That was something most people love to go eat during lunch hours. And one fateful day, while Amaka was in a very beautiful wedding, carrying out her services as a chef, Chuka had walked up to her and wanted to know more about her. The wedding was Chuka's best friend's wedding. So while they conversed, Chuka knew he had little time to get to know Amaka, as Amaka was seriously busy during the occasion. So he quickly exchanged number with her and they got talking. Over the weeks, Chuka and Amaka always made out time to call each other, check up on each other, getting to know more about themselves. And it didn't take long. Chuka asked Amaka if she could get married to him. Without hesitation, without thinking it twice, Amaka gladly accepted. As from the little conversation and hanging out she had with Chuka, she got to know that Chuka is a great guy. Chuka ticked all her boxes. Chuka was the man she was looking for. Chuka was a devoted Christian. He knew everything he wanted in life. He had planned his life and it was aligning with hers. So she was very excited. But as the days went by, she noticed that Chuka kind of tripped off from what she thought he was. And she quickly questioned herself, is this really Chuka? From the times we've met and from the time we've conversed, Chuka wasn't someone that keeps late nights. So what had changed? Why is Chuka suddenly keeping late nights? Was he trying to get my attention and the moment he gets the attention, he suddenly changed? So one day, when Chuka had returned from work, she quickly confronted him about it and told him, you suddenly changed. While we were conversing and had a very nice dating period, you seemed nice. You seemed like someone that always returned home early. So what had changed? Why did you suddenly come back late? Is the business taking your time? If the business is taking much time, you can easily inform me when you'll be coming back. That way I'll know what to do. I find it very difficult to understand the fact that you have a phone, but you can't tell me that, oh babe, please I'll be returning back by 10 p.m. or please I'll be returning back by 11 p.m. Keeping me awake all through the night is not easy, knowing fully well I have a restaurant to run. Chuka totally understood her part and came blunt with her. He quickly told Amaka, Amaka, my love, Asam Petem, Akwangwam, my beautiful wife, you know I won't like to hide anything from you. I'm a very plain man, and my kind of people, we're so generous when it comes to women. Amaka was trying to fix the puzzle. What is Chuka trying to say? And Chuka quickly told him, you know, I got married to you because I love you, but that doesn't stop me from looking outside. I am being sincere here, and I don't want a situation whereby someone would tell you they saw me with somebody and you will become offended about it. So today, I want to suggest something. I would like us to have an open marriage. A marriage whereby we can do whatsoever we want to do outside. But the moment we get to our gate, we return back to husband and wife. This was sounding strange in Amaka's ear. What's Chuka trying to say? Is he joking? No. He must be joking. What does he mean by open marriage? She, a believer, open marriage. Chuka must be joking. I should quickly told him, Chuka, I don't understand. What do you mean by open marriage? Chuka said, why are you behaving so naive now, Amaka? You know all these things. Instead of me hiding and cheating on you, it's not better I tell you the truth? It's better I tell you the truth about everything. My dear, let's live our life that way. We are still young and vibrant. There is no time to waste time. Please, if you don't understand the meaning of open marriage, I'm going to elaborate it for you now. What I mean is that you can have fun, but the moment you get to the gate, you are my wife. Simple. Amaka was still trying to process what Chuka is actually saying. What does Chuka mean? Chuka said, okay, Amaka, calm down, calm down. Oh yeah, let me explain further. What I mean there is you can hang out with whoever you want to hang out with. Have fun with whoever you want to have fun with. But there are rules to these things. You don't bring the man to our house because this is our home. Just do whatever you want to do outside the home. But the moment you come back, you're my wife. We return back to being happily married. Amaka quickly asked him, so at what point are we going to stop? At what point are we going to start having kids? At what point are we going to become so responsible and invested in this family? If you feel like you got married to me because you love me, then you should stick with me. Chuka said, okay. I'm not against anything. I am telling you the truth so that you don't feel betrayed in any way. A man cannot eat one food forever. To me now, Idika Ofowiri, you have everything. But at the same time, I would like to test Obono. And I would also like to test Igusi. I know myself, and that's why I'm suggesting this to you. So, please, if you accept, good and fine. Even if you don't accept, good and fine. I have told you who I am. Anytime we decide that we want to start having kids, we both will have the kids and we will train the kid together. So don't make it look like a big deal. Amaka was really offended. How come she didn't see this part of Chuka before she got married to him? Is Chuka actually telling her to go and cheat? Is Chuka telling her to go and misbehave? She has always been an upright lady. How can Chuka suggest such a thing in their home that is barely 1 year, 6 months? Amaka thought about this thing for days. She totally lost concentration at work, thinking about everything Chuka has said. And she asked herself, so what am I going to do? Remove my ring when I'm coming to work and still behave as if I'm single? Is Chuka actually thinking about this? When people see me misbehaving, they are going to accuse me of being a shameless woman. Whereas when they see him, they will say it's men nature. It's a natural phenomenon. Men will always cheat. Is he not thinking that this cheating is more of a one-sided thing? Because he can comfortably cheat with whoever he wants to cheat, whereas I have to be very observant with my environment. Chuka is a wicked man. So she told herself, no problem. I am going to make it look like I'm cheating in order to make him jealous and rub it on his face. He has to regret the day he ever thought in his head that it was okay to cheat. It was okay for everybody's marriage to be an open marriage. So Amaka took it upon herself that whenever Chuka asked her anything concerning who she had met, she was going to fabricate story, trying to make him jealous. So with the passing days, Chuka comes back home as late as 10 p.m. And the moment he returns, he will quickly ask Amaka, why don't we have a glass of wine and discuss about who we've met recently? So while they sat down and started discussing, Chuka spoke about a very pretty lady with better curve, nice body shape. In fact, the lady is a full package. He spoke as if he was talking to his friends and not his wife. He kept on talking and talking and talking and talking. This made Amaka angry. She was boiling inside. She knew that her story wasn't even cooked up enough in order to convince Chuka that she was seeing someone. But she still said what she wanted to see. And Chuka laughed loud and said, yeah. So you've not seen someone. With the way you're talking, I know that you fabricated this story. So you need to tell me that I'm the only person that your charm could catch. Yeah, Amaka, you have to move. You have to show walking. Don't get yourself all tied up in the kitchen. Sometimes you have to enjoy life, go to spa and all those things. Amaka was trying to understand. What was Chuka's intention towards marriage? Did he just want to bear the name married man? How come he's so comfortable talking about it as if it's natural? How come he's so comfortable talking about it as if it's something that should be done? Amaka couldn't process all these things in her brain. That night, she wept bitterly. When Chuka was sleeping on his bed and snoring seriously, Amaka kept on crying. Where did she go wrong? So with the passing days, whenever Chuka returns and asks Amaka if she had seen someone, Amaka will try to cook up stories. She told herself that she didn't want to start this whole thing with him, believing that the moment she starts, she was bringing disaster into her home. So whenever Chuka asked her if she has met someone, she cooks up stories concerning the guy she has met, even though she knew she had not met anyone. At times, Chuka will catch her and tell her, stop lying. I know you've not seen anybody. There is no one like this on the surface of this earth. I beg, Amaka, if you've not seen anyone, just say you've not seen anyone. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And Amaka asked herself, is this man okay? I am here trying to cover his shame, and he's there telling me that there is nothing to be ashamed of. So to him, I'm a joker. To him, my marriage with him is a joke. Chuka, what I will do to you, you won't even believe. So she told herself. But she wasn't able to do anything. She kept on crying and asking God for help. She didn't even know what was happening. Was it that she didn't sit down to observe Chuka before getting married to him? Or was she okay with his sweet words, which now it's something that is common as he tells it to every lady he has slept with? So with this, Amaka spoke to her friends about it. So which her friends told her, if your husband has given you the go-ahead, then my dear, enjoy it. Don't even feel bad about it. And truth be told, the moment you catch that guy, he's going to know. And he's going to become jealous. So to me, it is better you go and meet one guy that is going to make you happy, rather than crying every day and losing concentration at work. Find that guy in order to make him jealous so that he can stop misbehaving. Amaka thought about everything her friends had said and told herself, no problem, I will do just that. I'm going to try and get someone in order to make my husband jealous. Her true intention was just to have someone that could call her, check up on her, so that she could make her husband jealous. And with the passing days, Amaka tried, but she wasn't able to do it, as she could not go and ask someone out. One fateful day, while she was sitting down in a friend's bakery, she was helping the friend test out some new brownies she had made. A very young, handsome man had walked into the bakery to pick up a cake for his cousin. The moment he laid eyes on Amaka, he appreciated her beauty, and he quickly walked up to her and asked her, how is the brownies? To which Amaka nodded and said, it's quite nice. And he told her, I can see you're enjoying it, so can you help me pick up a cake for my cousin? Amaka stood up and picked a cake for him. And when they were done, Ife quickly asked her, what's your name? I'd like to know more about you. To which Amaka told him her name, and they quickly exchanged number. Amaka did not think much about the whole scenario, but gradually, Ife started calling Amaka, trying to get to know Amaka. Amaka started even enjoying the company of Ife. Initially, she told herself that she was going to use Ife to make Chuka jealous. But with the passing days, Ife felt like the husband she needed, as Ife always checked up on her, even on Sundays asked her if she went to church and what she had learned from church. Ife felt like a devoted husband she needed, not Chuka. And with time, Amaka preferred the company of Ife to that of Chuka. Chuka was a champion latecomer when it comes to returning back home. Amaka became the chief champion latecomer, as most times Amaka did not even return in a day. And when Chuka calls her to know where she was either going to say she was spending the night out and she wasn't going to return that day. Gradually, it became annoying. Chuka always returned back no matter where he found himself, whereas Amaka did not even bother to return some days. Truth be told, most days she didn't spend it with Ife, but when she was done communicating with Ife, rather than returning back to the arms of her husband, she was going to prefer to stay in her restaurant. She had told herself that she couldn't sleep with two men at the same time. If she was going to stay with Ife, then she was going to remain with Ife. If she was going to be with Chuka, then she was going to remain with him. The moment she had agreed with herself to have an affair with Ife. She told herself that she was going to forget everything about Chuka. Her friends quickly told her, Amaka, don't joke with fire. Do not joke with fire. The same way Chuka was making you happy and you felt like he was the perfect man, that's the same thing we are saying in the life of Ife. Don't go and lose two things at the same time. Don't think that Ife is too perfect. No man shows you his or her flaws during dating period until when you get married to them. Every man seems perfect when it comes to dating. They show you the best side of them, but when they get married to you, they are going to show you their true color, the ugly side of them that you never knew existed. So don't think in your head that you want to get married to Ife. Leave Ife alone. Just do the same thing your husband is doing. As you can see, he always returns back every day. Don't go and drag yourself into a temptation you cannot come out from. Amaka looked at them and said, no problem. It's my own call and I'm going to handle it the way I want. If I get married to Ife and he turns out to be a bitter, so be it. But at this point, I don't think I want to be with Shrika. There is no way you expect me to be okay with a man that comes back every day to tell me about the new girl he had slept with. It's draining me mentally. It's making me feel depressed. Is it that I'm supposed to keep up to the girls he has been sleeping with? You don't even understand the pain I'm going through. So at this point, I don't even mind divorcing Shuka and getting married to Ife. Her friends weren't okay with it and told her, be careful. Be careful. And with the passing days, Chuka noticed that his wife barely returned and barely had conversations with him. In fact, they were practically strangers in their home. And one day, Chuka had asked her friends about it, to which her friends told him that she always slept in the restaurant. So that day, he bought beautiful flowers and chocolate and went to meet Amaka. And he apologized for everything. Amaka looked at him and said, what are you even apologizing for? Do you know what you're apologizing for? Chuka said, I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for bringing about the open marriage. I promise you, I'm going to stop. Amaka looked at him and said, stop what? Stop coming back late or stop misbehaving? Chuka said, everything. Amaka looked at him and said, it's too late. You always ask me about a man, right? I'm going to tell you about one today. And Amaka downloaded him with everything she feels about Ife without mentioning his name. Chuka really felt jealous. For the first time, he knew his wife was saying the truth. She had actually met someone, and from the way she's speaking, she was falling for that person. Chuka looked at her and said, you know, we all started this as a game, you know? Please don't take this serious. Don't take that thing you're having for this guy serious. We can all end it now and return back to being one happy family. Amaka looked at him and said, you see how life can be? You started it without even caring about my feelings. You didn't care about how I felt. I never wanted to do this, and that's why I always came up with lies. But one day I told myself, what if we continue this for 5 years? Is it that I'm not going to have a fair right to love? So I decided to start. And the very first person I met has been the same person I'm with. And I like him. I love everything about him. I think I want to be with him rather than being with you. Chuka told her, you must be joking, right? We all started this as a game. To me, it was a game just to have fun. Amaka said, to you, it was. To me, it was never. I just needed one man to myself. Chuka told her, Amaka, please stop. It's better we end this now and return back to being happy. After Amaka gave this a thought, she asked herself, is this really going to happen? Are we going to really return back to being one happy family? Are we going to return back to being happy? And she told herself, no, it won't. The thoughts of everything he had told me will always be there. But she decided to give it a chance. She didn't want to give up in her marriage. So with the passing days, Chuka and Amaka always returned back home early, trying to converse with each other, trying to do everything together as a married couple. But when it comes to sleeping with each other, Amaka was a bit withdrawn. The moment she starts hugging her husband, she remembers everything he had ever told her about the girl he has slept with, and she will suddenly stop and leave the room. They kept on trying and trying, and it was very difficult. Amaka couldn't bring herself to sleep with her husband anymore. Not because she was thinking about Ife. Yes, she loved Ife, but that wasn't the major reason here. She had lost everything when it comes to emotional attachment for Chuka. At some point, Chuka had even suggested that they go for a therapy, to which Amaka accepted. She had told herself that she just wanted one husband and never wanted a divorced home. So she quickly accepted when Chuka asked that they went for a therapy. But even after visiting the therapist, Amaka did not change. Nothing seemed working in her life. And she told herself that it was better to tell herself the truth. So she quickly asked Chuka to please divorce her. Chuka pleaded with her for days, pleading that he was going to be a better husband, pleading that she should forget everything about Ife. But Amaka quickly told him, this isn't about Ife. I don't even think I'm going to return back to the arms of Ife. As he found out that I was married and he felt betrayed about it, I just want to be okay mentally. This whole marriage has drained me. So with the passing days, Chuka granted Amaka's request and they got divorced. Amaka returned back to being herself, moved out of Chuka's apartment and immersed herself only in her restaurant. And one fateful day, if he had come to eat in her restaurant, he wanted to have a taste of her party jollof, as while they were dating, he had never come to the restaurant. Amaka always took food for him when he wanted to eat her food. So when he met Amaka, he asked Amaka how she was doing and how her husband was doing. Amaka came clean about everything to Ife. But she never told Ife that her husband had asked for an open marriage or anything. She just told Ife that she was divorced and she was okay. So with the passing days, Ife puts in more interest into wanting to be close to Amaka. And everything he did worked out for good, as Ife and Amaka gradually got to know each other more. They got married and they had beautiful kids and they lived happily ever after. Her fear that Ife might turn out to be a bad person like Chuka never happened, as Ife turned out to be a perfect man, a perfect gentleman, a real man at that. Thank you very much for listening to the story of the day. Before I leave you, I would like to ask one or two questions. Do you think that Amaka did a very bad thing by leaving Chuka? Do you think Amaka was wrong for leaving Chuka? Do you think Amaka would have stayed with Chuka and probably worked their marriage out? Do you think Amaka did the right thing by getting married to Ife? Whatsoever your answer is, please drop it in the comment section. Let's get talking there. We still remain your favorite storyteller, Zika. Please do not forget to support your homegirl by liking our stories, sharing our stories to your loved ones. Till we see you again in our next story. Bye for now.